Hi. So, Jen asked me to talk about my love for poetry that's been around for a long time. Um, so I guess I'm doing that now. um, so I don't know if she's putting this before or after you watched me saying the poem when I was little, but if she puts it after, you know it. And if she puts it before, then I guess. um, I read the pirate story poem for like a poetry competition or something when I was little. And that's one of Robert Louis Stevenson's poems that he wrote for, because he has a whole book of children's poems. It's right here. That is very good, and you should look it up. It's Child's Garden of Verses. If you haven't ever heard of it, I'm assuming you probably haven't, because I don't think anyone has except me. But it's full of a ton of really good poems, and that book is really what introduced poetry to me when I was little, because I think that I was probably, I want to say 5 or 6, maybe 7 when I was reading that poem in the video, and I had memorized it. I had been memorizing it for a few weeks before that. And my mom had been reading poetry to me for years before that. So, yeah, poetry's been a part of my life. I wouldn't say it's been a big part because it's kind of decreased the older that I got. But when I was little, we didn't have a TV or anything. So my parents would read books, poetry, any kind of that stuff to us before we would sleep or like naps or anything like that. So yeah, stories and poetry have kind of been a thing for a long time for me. So yeah, my history with poetry. Yeah, I don't know. I think that Robert Louis Stevenson is definitely the reason that I like poetry now. Mainly because all of his poems are just really cool. I don't know. There's a lot of them that, like, for a 5 or 6 year old boy, are just really cool. I think there's one he has that's about. A lot of them are just like him remembering himself playing in like his backyard when he was little, which is like what I did a lot when I was little. Because I would just like whittle sticks to make swords and stuff and run around and hit trees. And I don't know, a lot of these poems in this book have that same kind of like energy in them. And so I don't know, that's really what drew me to the poems, just because of like the shared memory, I guess. Yeah, like there's a few different poems. My Ship and I. It's about a little kid who has a toy ship who he lets float around in a pond. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff like that that is really cool. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this really answers the question or not. But yeah, hopefully.